Schwartz, ESPN. There's this narrative out there that LeBron is doing his greatest work ever because he is single-handedly bringing all of you other guys across the finish line with him. Saturday Night Live even thought it was so funny they did a skit about it. When you see a skit like that, when you hear a narrative like that, what do you think, and you know, what's your reaction?
I think they've always had a narrative, you know, LeBron, you know, carrying the team, and, you know, he's definitely a big part of our team. But, you know, if you watch the games, we got guys that have big moments. We have, you know, Kev's played huge. Jeff Green, you know, being able to come in for Game 7, knocking down those threes and playing at a high level. Myself, you know, this is my 4th finals, and, you know, every playoff series, you know, I've had some big moments. So, you know, LeBron definitely has done, you know, a great job for us, but, you know, he's not alone. He has help, and I think guys that know basketball know, you know, the guys that he has on his team. So SNL and all that stuff, I'm glad they got their hits and people watched it, but they don't know no sports.
Tristan, Tom Reed from The Athletic. You've obviously been part of, this is your 4th time against the Warriors. What have you seen in, like, with LeBron and Draymond? Two guys that seem like there's some similarities there, not necessarily their game, but their style, their appreciation for the history, their memory, and the competitiveness with which they play.
I think, you know, the similarities between LeBron and Draymond, just their heart, how much they love the game, how much they give themselves to their team. You know, for Bron, he does whatever it takes, whether it's scoring, rebounding, defending, blocking shots. He does everything. I think Draymond's the same kind of player for Golden State. You know, he's always the guy that's only pulling over on the weak side, trying to contest the shot, you know, dying for loose balls. He'll make some timely threes when, you know, guys are sinking off him, when everyone's worried about Clay and Steph. So, you know, he's definitely, I think him and Iggy are the heart and soul of this Golden State team. So I think that's the similarity between him and Bron, where, you know, they're definitely the key core of both franchises. Given
so much that's at stake when you guys meet in the finals, I think fans sometimes don't understand how, like, he and Bron could have, like, the uninterrupted thing. They could work together. You would think that they would be at each other's throats. Do you see that, or do you see these guys, or they can just separate that when the games are over, and then they can work together and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, they definitely, you know, Maverick Carter does a great job in terms of the uninterrupted. And at the end of the day, that's outside the 4 lines. You know, when you're on the 94 feet, you know, we don't care if it's your twin brother. You know, we're going at each other and we're competitors, and that's what this game's about. That's what we fell in love with this game at a young age, is the competitive nature. So with Bron and Draymond, they're just getting after it. They love the game, and that's what you want, especially the finals. It's 2.5 weeks left. It's only basketball left until you watch Summer League. So you're going to give it all you got, and you know, you're going to want to take down the other guy and beat him to the ground. So it's just basketball.
On the right side.
Tristan, James Ham, NBC Sports, Bay Area. This is your 4th finals.
Mm-hmm.
How is this year different with all the roster changes and everything that you guys have undergone? How's the journey been different this year?
You definitely hit on the head in terms of roster changes, injuries. For myself, missing more games than I ever missed in my whole career with injuries, with the trades. It's been a whirlwind season. I like to call this season the growing pains for me, just because you've never really experienced stuff like this, and this was the first year where we've had, you know, some major adversity. But we fought through and dug deep, and, you know, I'm just happy these guys are, you know, here with me to go to war, and you know, we're excited to be back here.
Chris over here on the left.
Chris Haynes, ESPN. When you think about this season for you guys, what would you consider the lowest point?
The lowest point? I wouldn't say necessarily it was the lowest point. I think we had some things to figure out. I think February, coming into the trade deadline, we had stuff to figure out. You know, at that point, we weren't where we needed to be, and you know, we had to get better. I think defensively, we weren't there, but I think it also is because we had a lot of injuries, guys coming in and out of the lineup. I don't think it was until March or April when we had a full roster with nobody missing games. So obviously maybe the panic, or what people were saying was the panic time where the Cavs had to figure out, was February. But we know we've been here before. Myself, Bron, Caleb, JR, we've been through it before. Us four, the four remaining guys that have been to the championship, have been at the top of the mountaintop. So we know it's a long process. So our job was to help the other guys, the guys that haven't been through this. Trust the process. It's going to take time. You have your peaks and valleys. And just stay the course. If we stay the course and continue being who we are, we'll get back to where we need to get to, and we're here now.
Last question, back right.
Joe Gabriel, Cavs.com. Tristan, this playoff run's been so different for you in that you started out, you got a couple of DNPs to start it out, and now you're back in the rotation, things like that. Has this been very difficult for you, and how were you able to keep your head despite all the early adversity?
I wouldn't say difficult. I think for me it was just wait till your number's called. At the end of the day, regardless if you're playing or not playing, you still got to be there for your teammates. Beginning Indiana series, wasn't playing. So for me, how I can help my team and how I can help the guys that haven't been there before, with Larry and Jordan and Rodney and Jetty, just stay in the air. Give them my advice from the sideline. Tell them what's going to take. If I see something on the court, give them advice, and just stay ready. I think for me, when we weren't playing, I was getting with the young guys, playing a lot of 5-on-5, just staying ready, staying in shape, so that when my number is called, I'm ready to come in there and show everyone what I'm capable of doing and what you guys know me as a player that I am since I've entered the NBA. So that's what I did. I'm here now. Do what I'm supposed to do my job at a high level, and got to keep it going.